Now, hear the silence of annihilation. Hello everyone, welcome to the Teamfight Tactics Set 9 Spotlight for the 5 unique traits. Though we've covered a few of these units in previous Set 9 Spotlights, I want to dedicate this video to going a bit more in depth for unique traits and units. All 5 of the unique traits belong to 5-cost units, and one of them sure has a doozy of abilities. Can you guess who it is? Let me know down in the comments below if you're a fan of unique traits, or if you'd prefer to be able to play any 5-cost in your built diff 3 composition. Before we jump in, please remember that all the numbers that show up in today's video will be subject to shift from patch to patch. Click that subscribe button and notification bell so you know when new videos covering patches and other TFT content come out. With that, let's get into it. First off, we have Aatrox. The Darkened Slayer Juggernaut uses his ability World Ender in order to end worlds. Kind of. When he uses his ability, he transforms and gains Omnivamp. While transformed, he also does extra damage with his attacks. While he doesn't have an origin, Aatrox makes up for it with his unique trait, Darken. When Aatrox dies, the Darkened Blade attaches itself to the nearest allied champion, who then gains health and Omnivamp. After being equipped for at least 5 seconds, Aatrox will revive if the champion holding the blade dies. The blade will continue to transfer from host to host if they die before the 5-second threshold is met. Next off is the Void Empress Bel'Veth. I talked about her a bit in the Set 9 Spotlight for Void, but we didn't go over her unique trait too much there. Empress trait means that every time she kills an enemy unit, the unit will leave behind a Void Coral that she can consume. The first Coral she consumes will increase her maximum HP, while subsequent Coral consumption heals her. She also does damage to nearby enemies when consuming the Coral. Another unit we've talked about in previous videos is Heimerdinger. The Piltover Yordle is also a Techno Genius. Techno Genius allows Heimerdinger to plop down an Apex turret whenever he is put on the board. To avoid cannon confusion, literally and figuratively, only one Apex turret can exist on your board at a time. The Apex turret has 3 upgrade slots, and as long as Heimerdinger is on the board and there are open slots, each of your shops will include an upgrade for the turret, purchasable for 6 gold. The upgrades are Shrink Module, Goldinator, Mechanoswarm, and Repairomatic. If you stack the upgrade, it'll still take an upgrade slot, but it will enhance the ability. Then as the Shadow Isle Gunner Redeemer. Her unique trait Redeemer grants allies stacking attack speed whenever they gain a shield during combat. As I talked about in my Set 9 Spotlight for the Shadow Isles, Shadow Isle units innately gain shield, and Senna's ability Dawning Shadow also grants allies shield, meaning she's a great addition into a vertical Shadow Isle composition or another comp that you want to attack really fast with. Last, but certainly not least, we have Rise. Rise is an Invoker Wanderer who has probably one of the most unique and interesting and potentially confusing traits and abilities we've ever seen in TFT so far. The Wanderer trait makes it so that Rise's ability changes depending on the portal chosen at the start of the game. His Realm Warp ability is one of the following, depending on which portal was chosen and which realm your game takes place in. In Bandle City, Rise will create a portal under a unit on your bench, pulling them onto the battlefield. Similar to Syndra from Set 8 and 8.5, this realm will make you want to hold some high-cost units on your bench. If you're in Demacia, Rise will create a portal that protects allies by providing them with a shield. Allies who leave the zone will heal, so don't worry about them wandering off. When the portal ends, any enemies in the portal will take damage. Let's say you're in the frozen tundra of Freljord. Rise will create a portal under a group of enemies, dealing damage and applying Permafrost, a permanent chill. Any enemies already affected by Permafrost are instead stunned. If you're in the first lands of Ionia, Rise will create a portal that summons a Spirit Tree in the middle of the battlefield. The Spirit Tree gives allies attack speed and heals them, while enemies are stunned, dancing and vibing as your units continue to wail on them. Let's say you find yourself in Noxus. Rise will create a portal that empties Noxus's armories, giving allies completed items and throwing axes at random enemies. All your units already have full item slots? Don't worry, they'll instead gain a stacking damage increase for the rest of combat. In the Land of Innovation Piltover, Rise creates a portal that throws an Enforcer Grenade toward his current target enemy. Functioning similarly to Camille's ultimate ability, enemies are stuck in the zone, and any damage that they receive will also be shared with other enemies. In the spooky lands of the Shadow Isles, Rise creates a portal summoning allies who died previously during the combat round. They return to the battlefield with a percentage of their HP, and don't worry, even if no allies have died yet, the portal will stay open until they do. In Shurima, Rise creates a portal that summons a Sand Tornado. Tornado deals damage and knocks up enemies hit. In addition, the tornado has a chance to unearth buried treasure and gold. In Targon, Rise creates a portal that lifts up an enemy unit to the heavens, and then throws them back down on the largest group of enemies. The group takes damage and are knocked up and stunned. If it's the sole unit that Rise is portaling, well, let's just say they never come back down. If you're in the Void, well, Rise just gets a random ability from one of the other regions. Yay RNG? Finally, if you're in Zaun, Rise creates portals from which hired guns fire at nearby enemies, dealing damage, wounding, shredding, and sundering them. The portals also gain power the more gold you have stored, kind of like a mercenary hiring system. Don't remember all that? Well, too bad. It's time for your test. Jokes. Don't worry. Hovering over Rise's ability in-game will let you see what exactly he does in that specific game. This is the last Set 9 Spotlight, but that doesn't mean there won't be more content coming to this channel. I'll be streaming every single weekday at 6 p.m. Japan Standard Time and uploading highlights, patch note reviews, and guides twice a week. I'll also likely do some weekend streams at more North America accessible times, so make sure to follow my Twitch at the link down in the description to get notified whenever I'm live. I'll be grinding hard to hit Challenger this set, and I'll do my best to participate in the Riot-sanctioned tournaments and events, so feel free to stop by and say hi. If you have friends that want to get into TFT or are new to the game, the next planned series of videos is an introductory guide to the game, so make sure you and they are subscribed to the channel to see the videos as soon as they're released. As always, thanks for tuning into this Teamfight Tactics Set 9 Spotlight for unique traits. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe, and as always, I'll see you in the next one.